Wonderful. So lovely to have you here. So I wanted to talk for just a minute while we're hopefully waiting for some folks to come and gather here. I was thinking about how we handle our anxiety and our stress and how we get to that inherent resilience that we all have as humans. And right now, when we're in a time of intensity that is shared by just about the entire globe, it can be unifying, as I've mentioned before. I think in another post or something, it can be very unifying to remember that other people feel this too. That I am not the only one suffering with this, and it can help. If you choose to look at it that way, it can help us remember that we're not alone, and that in itself can be very comforting. On one hand of the spectrum, there is feeling what we feel ourselves and letting it feel a little lighter, and knowing that we will all get through this together, that this is perhaps an opportunity for the planet to be a whole lot kinder to each other, to be a whole lot more neighborly, even though we're doing it from afar right now. And maybe it's an opportunity to continue that vibration after this is calmer, after this virus situation is more settled. And then we have the feelings that we feel about anger or disappointment, the very real things that are going on. We might have judgment about things that we see in the media or people who are making decisions. And we may be aware that that's costing us to be stressed about what we're reading or feeling. We want to feel something different. And again, what I invite in is to practice coming back to unconditional compassion. This is not always so easy to do, particularly when we're stressed, so I'm hoping that you'll find this helpful. Before I get started, I wanted to say something about the other end of, when we're sort of in our own pain, we're our own suffering. On the other end of that continuum, many people are highly sensitive to the energy of others, and we feel so much empathy and pain vicariously about what other people are going through. We are aware that maybe we're feeling like in our own homes that we're pretty stable, we have what we need, but we hear of other people's suffering, or we feel the suffering of other people, or maybe someone in our own house is not coping as well as we are, and we feel that too. So on the other side of that, we can feel very overwhelmed by the pain of others. And again, I invite you to practice, to build the muscle of compassion, because sometimes that's all we can do, is have compassion for the people close to us, for the community, for the world. So see how that lands with you. And let's see if we can drop in now doing this practice together. Just be here about 15 minutes or so. So begin by just noticing your breath this morning or this afternoon, or whenever you're listening to this, or wherever you are in the world. Begin by noticing how the body is moving slightly with each inhale and each exhale. And there's no need to change the breath in this moment. You're just noticing with so much curiosity, so much openness, your own breathing. Let yourself notice how your body feels in this moment, where there's tension, what emotional state seems the most predominant right now. Whatever it is that you're feeling, emotionally or physically, I invite you to decide that it's okay and to accept what you feel now, There's nothing bad or wrong about it. Now, I invite you, if you would like, to imagine how broad your own heart really is. And begin to bring in breath into the center of your heart, through the sternum, through the chest bone. Inhale light and space into your own heart. Imagine the center of your chest glowing and expanding with each exhale. That light in the center of your own chest expands out beyond your own body. In fact, your own heart is boundless in what it can contain. Your own heart and soul contains so much wisdom and peace and calm, even if you haven't been able to access it yet, or you have a judgment of not enough. Your heart can expand and reach and hold whatever it needs to. Again, focusing on the light coming from your own heart, expanding out beyond your body. And imagining eventually that your whole physical body is surrounded by this golden light that emanates out from your heart. And connect to the sincere wish that you could be free of suffering and know unconditional compassion. Connecting to the sincere wish, the sincere ask, desire that you could be free of suffering and know unconditional compassion, unconditional grace. Even if your intellectual mind doesn't know how to do that, and you notice resistance, it's enough just to have that sincere wish. Imagine now your light expanding out to the people who may be in physical proximity to you. Maybe they're in your own house. Maybe they are next door, condo, apartment, down the street, across the street. Imagine this light from your own heart including them. And include those people who the light is touching in that sincere wish that they may be free of suffering and know and feel unconditional compassion, unconditional grace. And continue to include yourself in that, the people who are right there with you, and then the people who are physically nearby you in space right now. May you all be free of suffering and know unconditional compassion and grace and love. you're considering that light touching them, you are aware of the places where the mind creates suffering, the mind creates judgments or responses. And when and if you notice that, send that love to reconnect to compassion and grace for those thoughts that you may have or that others may have. There's no judgment about them. May I be free of suffering and know unconditional compassion and have unconditional compassion, and may those near to me feel this too. And now imagine your own heart light expanding out to all of the people in your community, maybe a 10-mile radius. Your heart is broad enough to contain that too. May all of these people be free of suffering, in whatever ways they are experiencing that. And may they know unconditional compassion, grace, and love. May all of us notice, disconnect, and come back to the present moment. And connect to unconditional compassion and grace and love. And then imagine that your heart extends out. Your grounded energy extends out to however far out you want to reach. To the people on another continent, to all the people in this country, to the people whose immune system needs the most support, including yourself in that sincere wish that we may all be free of suffering. We may greet our obstacles and challenges with compassion and love and grace. It's enough to have the sincere intention. It's helpful. For a few more minutes, breathe into that heart light, that energy that's around you, that you're including others in. If you're feeling any heaviness now, imagining that as you exhale, you're just sending that into the floor, into the chair. mind's eye, bring your light back to you, knowing that you are never truly disconnected from anyone else. And with unconditional love and grace and compassion for yourself, breathe in through the top of the head. Inhale from the top of the head into the heart. Exhale out, nourishing that golden light that surrounds you. At the same time as you inhale through the top of the head, inhale through the base of the torso, grounded, steady, rooted energy from the earth. Having gratitude for that support that we get from our planet every day. And bring that into your heart also and expand out around you. And returning now to just noticing your breath. And without any special visualization, just notice how you're breathing now. Notice the sensation in the physical body. Notice the emotional state. And I invite you not to attach any meaning either way. Just invite in this expanded idea of noticing what it's like in these 10 seconds, in this minute, in this hour. Thank you so much for being here. Sending you all the sincere wish that you would be free of suffering and know and feel unlimited and unconditional compassion and grace and love. Be able to hold that for others so that you may suffer less, so that you may have less anxiety and be stronger internally, and show others how to do that too. Thank you.